said, most of the questions you ask, you're welcome to ask, but I don't know whether I'll be able to answer. Obviously, we're still 5 months away from the launch of the movie, and so that means there's lots of things that we cannot comment on at this stage. I think most of you are aware that the Hobbit merchandising is on hold until October, so it's 2 weeks before the movie is launched, and it's the same for all of the licensees. If I say I don't know, I can't claim it. So we'll go around here first. We'll start with our Hobbit. Obviously, these are our first series of 1/6 scale collections for the Hobbit. As many of you have requested, we did a similar basis to the Lord of the Rings run, so hopefully we've got that. Obviously the map has changed, but it's the same design, the same shape, and the whole idea is that we wanted to continue from the Lord of the Rings 1/6 scale range. As all of you know, we have a Comic-Con exclusive on Thorin Oakenshield, the leader of the Dwarves. So the 700 edition size, and you'll see on the internet it will be available as an open edition the shield, we're only able to put up the one photo at the moment on the website, so hopefully some of you can photograph the shield and you can see it tucked in underneath the coat. So the open edition will not have the shield. You've got his friends with him, of course, so there is one in Barnum and Bomba, so you've got 4 of the dwarves here on display. They're also joined by Gandalf the Grey and Bilbo Baggins, of course featuring and played by Martin Freeman. So there's been different sculptors involved in each piece, and there's been a mixture of hand sculpting and digital sculpting on the different pieces, and we'll advise those details as we go along. So apart from Thorin Oakenshield, the other pieces have to wait until October before we can tell you more about them. So we're pretty happy with those, and we hope you are too. Are there any questions that I can't answer? They will be available at exactly the same time. I would expect that there will be a few available immediately at the beginning of October, and then they will start to stagger from there. We wanted to have enough of them on display now to give you a flavour for the whole range. Yes, and obviously you don't want to launch too many at once, otherwise these are the masters that we said before Thorin. So Thorin is a production pit. And you can see another Thorin on the shelf up there, and they are in production. And they're in the paint jar. Yeah. So, I mean, as a collector, one of the things you will notice is how the detail and focus. And that's going to be it is a magnet company. Cool. Now you have a better chance to win. Yes. I mean, I want to win. Talk about the papers and China.
The actual facility test, because they have their beta. Yes, but How are they getting that kind of paint job? Is it really accurate?
When we first started working with our partner in China, there's a chap called Fred in China who runs Fred Team, who runs the factory up there. So if you go back, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, or when we first started on the rings, Richard sent some of the Weta team up to China and coached them and trained them those skills. So once they had established those skills way back, those painters were then able to train their painters.
So it is partly the long track record that you have with these artists in China. So you know they can deliver what you want. The guy that had it.
Yeah, I mean Richard and he's very good friends with Fred, and he's around here somewhere, and they speak weekly on the phone, and it's a very close friendship. We also send staff up there to check product, and so like any process there will be iterations. The same thing happens at workshop. It doesn't matter who you are, so if you finish something and you'll get some other guys who come in and say, oh no, I think you should change this and tweak that. And that's, Dave will tell you the workshop, no one does one piece on their own and it's approved.
Yeah.
It will be critiqued by your colleagues, and it will be critiqued by Richard.
Yeah.
So Richard is our art director, and he's not going to let anything out of the workshop.
That's great.
And then you've got Dave there, and he'll be critiquing other people's work as well. Dave touches all the steps in the process, and so he's a model maker, but he's also working with the painters, the models, and Daniel gets the team as well, so it's very much a team effort.
Very interesting. Thank you.
So we move on to Lord of the Rings. I think you've seen
Thank you again for setting all that up and all the hard work you guys did.
so this is Lord of the Rings. You're familiar with the shields. I think you're familiar with Gandalf, Gollum and Strider. And so obviously the Fellowship of the Ring is new. So we've launched the first set on the website. We always much prefer presenting these pieces in person because it doesn't matter what sort of photo you take. They'll always be different, and we think better in person, and we hope you agree with that. The request that we received from collectors over the last couple of years was, one, we'd like to have the whole fellowship together. Two, I'm running out of shelf space, and I would like something smaller. And finally, you know, rather than collecting 13 different pieces, you can get the whole fellowship combined together. So that was the objective that we start with, but of course one of the challenges is that the smaller you make the piece, the more difficult it is. So smaller is not necessarily easier, and it's not necessarily less expensive. In fact, smaller can be actually more detailed and more difficult. It's a more difficult paint job, it's a more difficult sculpt job. So you can see the three pieces. We thought about doing them all together, and then we thought, well, it would be nice if we broke them up a bit so that people can position them differently, depending on what sort of display you have at home. We thought that they might combine well with environments, and we thought people could come up with all sorts of interesting displays of their own and share those around. So there they are. We wanted to wait till Comic-Con before we showed all three pieces, and yeah, we hope you like them. If there are any questions on those, we can talk about rings.
Tim, are they all going to run about $200 a piece? Are they all going to run about $200 a piece or so?
Yeah.
Give or take $1 or $2?
I I would like them to be. It would be the same or similar.
Okay.
The only reason I can't give you a guarantee right now is that if exchange rates change.
Right.
The masters are all completed, and but we didn't want to launch all three at once. We thought we'd just try and stagger them a little bit.
Yeah.
But certainly that is the intent.
Okay.
Unless something drastic happened, I would expect them to be the same or similar.
Okay, I figured that was probably the case. I was curious if they'd be in the same ballpark, figure type thing.
And I think it's the onus is on us to let you know those prices fairly soon.
Right.
Because what we don't want to happen is, it would be very unfair if we launched one and then started changing prices. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. So I would hope that we can get those launched on the website within the next month.
Okay.
So that people can feel comfortable that they know what the total price is going to be.
Awesome. Awesome.
There is certainly no intent to sell one and then start putting the prices up. I just need to confirm details with the factory.
Right.
Exchange rates.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.
You've got me on camera saying that now.
See how smart he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Take me away. We've also created 3 other pieces for those with a little bit more shelf space. So far side is William, the middle is Tom, and on this side is Bert. So they're obviously from the Hobbit, so we can't say too much about them at this stage. But we're delighted to have them there. We didn't know they were coming until they got on the plane. At the back, they stowaways. But they're happy to be here, and they've been a great hit so far. I think on preview night it was really funny because the media was out there and they were all pushing each other out of the way trying to get photos of the trolls. And we were delighted that IO9 website announced them as the #1 attraction for Comic-Con. So that's exciting. The trolls were made in a combination of New Zealand and China. So the digital sculpts were made in New Zealand and by Weta Digital, and then we brought those up from China. China built the trolls. We then sent up sculpting up to China to work with the team up there to add more detailing. The total process probably 2 to 3 months to make those big boys. And then of course paint job, hair in all the wrong places. And they were shipped over from China. They come in 5 different parts. So one of them is one piece, I can't remember which one, and the other 2 are half and half. And setting them up on Tuesday we needed 10 people for half the wall. They are very heavy. And I don't know how we did it, Dave, but we did it. And I don't know how we're going to pack them down on Sunday night. So they might still be here for a few weeks. So they're huge. They filled up just about filled up the shipping container on their own. So be nice to them. Don't say anything bad, otherwise you won't get eaten. Okay, we will head to the environment.
I would think they want to maintain the.
Dave? We will do it at some stage. So obviously we've been working on the environment range, and thank you all of you for your suggestions and requests. Barradura was the request. So we sat down and thought, can we do Barradura? And this is absolutely seriously, we were really worried about this. People have said no, it'd be too difficult, we can't do it. The gentleman to my right says, well, we'll have a go. And being Dave so off, he would say, we're going to do it properly. So he insisted on the mixture being brought out from the warehouse outside of London. And I think just measuring the barrier to ligature, he was down there with his scales and his glasses and his hand, measuring everything, looking ready at the barrier to it, muttering to himself all the time. So I guess our thought was if we're going to do it, we had to go all the way, and hopefully that's what we see. So as I said last night, 1,500 hours. Dave obviously led the project. We've had some help from Leonard, who was a significant contributor. Leonard used to, well, he is the shadow of Flamer. He was a Flamer a year or two ago. You may remember now workshop and assistant today. So McLean aligned with Dave's office. So, you know, there's Barradua. Of course, everybody's asking me about price, everyone's asking me the honest truth is we haven't decided yet. We will decide by the end of July. By the end of July, we'll give you warning as to when it's going to be. It is top of the range for us. It is, in terms of detail, going to be the most sophisticated and most difficult thing we've ever made. My biggest fear was around breakability on the pitch. And so we've pulled in the guys a good idea, and most of it is going to be made out of polyurethane rather than just polystone. Because if we make all of these little spines out of polystone, they will break this snap. That is the more expensive option, but in our view, we had to do it. There's no point having films being broken on spines. You've only got to look at how many tiny little pieces there are to see that. So there it is. We've also had fun with the app. We were pondering about how we should do.
Did you not see that yet? Really?
You guys have been debating how we should do the eye. We've had all the same debates and arguments in workshop. Because it's very easy for the eye to not look right. Look quite crossed. So we decided we'd have some fun to augmented reality app so that if people don't want the eye vision, doesn't have the eye vision, they want to have the eye showing green there. That's a fun way to do it. The way the app works is it actually recognises the shape of the tower. So in the past you would have QR codes like that, and so augmented reality you would look at the code and then on this slide we're doing it straight. So that took 7 weeks the app to get that to work. The technology for augmented reality keeps improving all the time. We're pretty happy that we've used the latest technology to get that out. The app is free of course, and we'll leave it on iTunes for those that would like to use it. We bought the t-shirts from Comic-Con as well, which we've seen some of you now have. Those t-shirts are not for sale yet, but I think from the reaction that we've had, we'll probably go ahead and get those available. So Barradua has taken its place as part of the two towers now. Of course we couldn't make them the same scale because if it was the same scale then the thing would be 10 year better. But we wanted to make it at least bigger and more approach. Don't you start. We've also got the work I help over on the left here. So in the workshop we have one person who's absolutely mad and insane about the helmet, so that's Daniel Falconer. And so pretty much once a week he's either in my office or in Dave's office nagging away at Richard that we've got to do more helmets, we've got to do more helmets. Yes? So we launched that one and to see what people thought about it. This time we have made it out of different material. The costs for a metal helmet have increased significantly from the days back in Ring's days. So in this case we decided that we could get just as much detail, if not better detail, but try and keep the price down on that one by making it plastic. So every single piece that we make, we go through all the same discussions that you guys do. You know, what material, what size, what height, what scale, what paint job. We go through all those debates and we try and work out what we hope will fit that certain target customer group. Sometimes the customer group is you guys, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the tourists in the Renegade, sometimes it's companies like the trolls, and sometimes it could be, you know, $8,000. So there are always going to be different trips. Some people are going to be helmets collectors, and some people are going to be environment. So no product is going to be perfect for everyone, but we just try and have different items for different groups. Are there any questions on that? Any questions for Dave particularly, since he knows a lot more about Barradura than I do?
They said no.
He said no.
You ever think of making something that big in pieces? Like, that'd be easier to ship if we broke it I know how big the box was for really how intricately that was packaged and stuff. I thought this guy's going to be a monster thing to ship. I was surprised some of the spires are written down. Side, simplify it.
Still my favorite.
It could be softer. It's almost going to weigh a ton.
Good, mate. No, I wouldn't want to say the wrong thing, so I'll have to double check it. If it is hollow, it will be a little bit hollow. It won't be.
I'm just curious. It makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Cool, okay, now let's head over to